Hello everyone, welcome to Unit 8, the arts. Here we have the topics, the goals are recommend a museum, ask about and describe objects, talk about artistic talent, and discuss your favorite artist. Okay, so here we have some types of art. Okay, let's listen to the vocabulary.
Page 86. Exercise A. Vocabulary. Kinds of art. Read and listen.
Drawing,
Jewelry,
fashion,
sculpture,
pottery,
painting,
photography,
Okay, now we have some adjectives to describe art. Practical, beautiful, relaxing, fascinating, feminine, masculine, depressing, unusual, awful, boring, weird, silly. Then we have, as usual, a conversation between two people. Okay, they are talking about arts. So let's listen to this conversation.
Page 87. Exercise C. Photo story. Read and listen to a conversation at an art show.
Ted, this is just great. I had no idea you had so much talent.
Thank you.
I mean it. Your work is very impressive.
It's so nice of you to say that. I don't think I'm particularly talented. I just love to paint. Believe it or not, these were taken by Paul Johns.
Your boss? How do you like that? They're really quite good.
I know. He doesn't look like the artistic type, does he?
No, I had no idea he took photos. I guess you can't always judge a book by its cover.
Hey, this is an interesting piece. I kind of like it,
You do? I find it a little weird, actually.
but that's what makes it so fascinating.
Well, to each his own. I guess I'm just not really into abstract art.
So we have in here a lot of new vocabulary and idiomatic expressions as well. So, for example, what is the meaning? I mean, you have to find some expressions that mean I didn't know, I don't really like, everyone has a different opinion, I have some information that may surprise you, I'm really surprised. You can't really know someone just by looking at him or her. In my opinion, it's okay. So, we're going to talk a little bit about what type of art we prefer, if we like art or not, and which type of art we prefer. Goal number 2, lesson 1, goal number 1 is recommend a museum. And to do this, we have the passive voice. Okay? Picasso painted Guernica. Guernica was painted by Picasso. Okay? I guess passive voice is quite common in grammatical English studying, so we're not going to go so deep into it. Here we have a conversation model on how to suggest or recommend a museum. Let's listen.
Page 89. Conversation model. Exercise A. Read and listen to someone recommend a museum.
Be sure not to miss the Prado Museum while you're in Madrid.
Really? Why's that?
Well, for one thing, Las Meninas is kept there.
No kidding. I've always wanted to see that.
They have a great collection of paintings. You'll love it.
Thanks for the suggestion.
So we can we can feel like really familiar with this topic because they are talking about the Prado Museum. So, as for emphatic stress, as for the pronunciation, no kidding. That's fantastic. That's perfect. How interesting. That emphasis is to express like more emotion in what we're saying. So, obviously, we're going to recommend museums or kind of art exhibits, maybe not specifically a museum, but something or some cultural place that we can see art or see something interesting. Okay, that's the goal for these 2 pages. So, lesson 2 is ask about and describe objects. Let's listen to the conversation model.
Page 90. Conversation Model. Exercise A. Read and listen to someone asking about an object.
Excuse me, what's this figure made of?
Wood. It's handmade.
Really? Where was it made?
Mexico. What do you think of it?
It's fantastic.
So the woman said, "It's fantastic." Let's listen to some other positive adjectives. Fantastic, wonderful, terrific, cool. It's cool. That's very informal. Then we have the materials and objects. Okay? Let's listen to the vocabulary. We have the material. Okay? For example, the materials we have is wood, glass, cloth, silver, clay, ceramic, gold, and stone. And then we have the objects. So let's listen.
Page 90. Vocabulary. Materials and objects. Exercise A. Read and listen.
Wood, a wood figure.
Glass, a glass plate.
Metal, metal jewelry.
Silver, a silver bracelet.
Gold, a gold necklace.
Cloth, a cloth bag.
Clay, a clay vase.
Ceramic, a ceramic vase.
Stone, a stone bowl.
So we have now some more materials to describe objects and some words, okay? Some type of objects that maybe we don't use them in our daily life, but they are like a little bit more exotic from a museum maybe. So the passive voice questions, as I said, the passive voice is you know a very solid topic in here in Spain. And we have some grammar practice using the passive voice, and we have the conversation, okay? Ask about and describe objects. We could describe some objects, weird, really weird objects that we have seen in a museum maybe, or in an art exhibit, or maybe that we have, or we like, or we have bought. So that's the focus of these 2 pages. So we have lesson 3, talk about artistic talent. And this is a controversial topic, so we have to be careful when we talk about this in class. Is it talent or hard work? What is your opinion about that? We have a text in here that we're going to listen, and it has its opinion, and then we're going to discuss about this in class, and we're going to give our opinions about this, okay? So let's listen.
Page 92. Reading. Read and listen.
Is it talent or hard work? When children are asked to draw or paint a picture, they are happy to oblige. and they are willing to talk about and show their creation to anyone they meet. But when adults are asked to do the same thing, they typically get nervous and refuse to even try, claiming that they have no talent. Most adults see themselves as lacking the artistic gene. However, when you look at drawings made by artists when they were children, their work doesn't differ much from the scribbles and stick figures all children draw when they are young. When Don Lipsky, who makes a successful living as a professional artist, looks back at drawings that he made as a child, he doesn't find any early evidence of his own artistic talent. I was always making things, doodling and putting things together. I didn't think of myself as a creative person. I was just doing what all kids do. The general belief is that artistic talent is something one is born with. A person either has talent or does not. Clearly, great artists like Michelangelo or Picasso had natural talent and possessed more artistic ability than the average person. However, one factor that isn't often considered is the role that years of training, practice, and hard work have played in the creation of great pieces of art. In addition, most artists are successful because they are passionate about their art. They love what they do. Their passion motivates them to continue to create and improve their ability day after day. While natural talent may be an advantage, hard work appears to be a necessary part of the creative process. In the classic Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, author Betty Edwards argues that while few people are born with natural artistic talent, all of us have the potential to improve our artistic ability. We just have to be willing to keep working at it. She claims that anyone can learn to use the right side of the brain, the side that governs visual skills like drawing and painting. In other words, artistic ability can be learned.
So, basically, the text has its position, and we're going to talk about that in class, about if we agree or not with the text. Then we have some questions about the text to evaluate reading or listening comprehension. And then we have a survey in here to check if we have, for example, let's say, if we have some talents and if we know if people are born or if we think people are born with talents or they develop them while they grow up. Regarding lesson 4, we have discuss your favorite artists. And we have in here some vocabulary that is called passive participle phrases. We have, for example, be inspired by, be influenced by, be fascinated by, or be moved by. And we have some examples in here on how to use those expressions, and basically we could say, for example, that I don't know, maybe Dali's art was influenced by, I don't know, whoever artist. Okay, we have in here a listening comprehension activity that we could do it or skip it in the conversation class. And we have in here some qualities, okay, that attract you to an artist. In this case, this is another survey on what we like about an artist. And we could talk a little bit about the types of arts, the types of artists, and the kind of the classification of arts. If someone in the class knows a little bit about art, you can share with the rest of the class what is, for example, the Expressionism or the Baroque or I don't know, the um, lights century or whatever. I'm not very acquainted with art, but since this is a conversation class, you might, like bring up some things from the past, from your knowledge about arts. Finally, we have the review. In the review, we have a listening comprehension activity, some grammar activities, and a writing activity that we could transform into a speaking activity. And then we have in here some um, final conversation. We are supposed to recommend museums in Europe, in America, or wherever we have visited museums. We have to recommend them to the class and obviously use the most part of vocabulary we have learned. So we have to use as much vocabulary as we can. Okay, so now let's see the videos.
Hello, everyone. You remember Ms. Novak?
Hello.
Hi. Ms. Novak has just opened an art gallery here. I've asked her to find some pieces to decorate our office. She's brought some things for us to look at today.
I have a painting, a sculpture, and a photograph that I think you'll like. Here's the painting. This was painted by a Russian artist that I really like. It's called Sun on the Water. The artist was inspired by looking at the sea. What do you think?
I think I could do that.
It's fantastic.
How interesting.
It's very blue.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, good. Here's the sculpture. It was made by a British sculptor. It's called City of Gold.
Is it really gold?
No, it's made of wood. It was painted gold. What do you think?
It's cool.
Mr. Evans, I think it would look good in your office.
I think I prefer the painting.
I'm fascinated by it.
Good. And here's the photograph. It's called Winter. It was photographed in Paris.
There's nothing there.
It's a photograph of snow in a park.
Maybe I should buy them all. What do you think?
Great!
So we could see that the adjectives that they used for those weird art works are very soft, okay? Oh, it's different. Oh, I think it's interesting because they don't want to be rude when they talk about other people's work.
Hey, look. I'm an artist. Here's my latest work. It's called Office Walls. was inspired by looking at the walls of the office.
Are you a photographer?
Yes. Well, no. I take a lot of pictures.
Oh. Well, I'm not so crazy about that one. But I do like what you've done here. Oh, I'm very moved by it, actually. It's a fascinating mixture of Eastern and Western traditions. You have talent.
I do.
I think I could sell this.
Really?
It's very good.
I'm crazy about photography.
Well, do you have any more of your work here?
No.
Oh. Here's my card. Why don't you bring me some pieces on Friday?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, where are we going to put this thing?
Hang it by my desk.
Really?
Yeah. As an artist, I'm really starting to like it. As a matter of fact, I think it's one of the most interesting works I've ever seen.
He doesn't care for Dali. The colors are too bright. He says that Picasso got everything just right. She can't stand the movies that are filmed in Hollywood. She likes Almodovar. She thinks he's really good. He's inspired by everything. She thinks he's second rate. She's moved and fascinated by the things he loves to hate. He's crazy about art that only turns her heart to stone. I guess that's why they say to each his own. He likes pencil drawings. She prefers photographs. He takes her to the art museum, but she